Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to show you guys a video on the shotgun seat. I got this from Kids Ride Shotgun. This is for a kid seat for the bike, and wanted to actually give this actually a designated video for you guys, actually showing more specifics around the seat. I did a video a while back, last summer actually, with my son riding this. We did just a short, maybe 2-mile ride on the trails. He was probably about 1.5 years at that time. He's now 2.5 now, and we ride this, use this seat all the time. We love it. We'll usually ride on the river walks or greenways. We'll do a little bit of trails, but nothing crazy. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys some actual features on this. Also show you some more clips of my son riding it so you guys can actually see the fun we have with it. I really love having him sitting in the front, in front of me on the top bar in between my handlebars and my seat. I feel like I have a lot more control of him. I can see what's going on versus having him sitting on the seat in the back behind me. If he's kind of squirming around or anything like that, I can't really tell if he's behind me. So I really like having him in front. There is no seat belt or anything like that, but I've never felt the need that he needed one. I never felt like he was going to fall off or anything like that, especially with him sitting right in front of me. I feel total control over everything, and I feel like it balances the weight a little bit better on the bike as well. So when we are making turns or we are riding or when I'm pedaling up a hill, I feel like the weight distribution is so much better. Yeah, let me show you some of this stuff on how you actually fit the seat onto the bike and how it actually protects your bike. There's a lot of nice features on here to protect your frame, but also to make adjustments to where this fits virtually any bike out there. So let's check it out. So in the package, you'll get also some tools that go with this as well. But here's the seat. You get 2 pegs. You get actually like their little through axle, which goes in the bottom here where the pegs screw onto. You got a little quick release tool, which goes in the center here. I'll show you where all this goes when we actually put it on the bike. And these are little like toe straps. They're rubber. You can kind of clip them onto the 2 ends of the pegs here. So that way you can kind of use them as little straps for his feet. I used them for a little bit when he was younger, but as he got older, I took them off. They felt like they just kind of got in the way, and he did a pretty good job keeping his feet on the pegs anyway. So with the seat as well, so you can make the adjustment for the width of your top tube of your frame. So you got this adjustment here. You'll actually, to make that, you'll actually want to take this top seat off, and there's a peg, a little Allen bolt up at the top you'll loosen, and that allowed you to widen or shorten that seat there. This is all lined with a rubber padding on the inside of all the metal. All the contacts that touch your frame have this nice rubber on them. This has the nice thick padding for the top tube. You can then, you got room to make adjustments here. So my top tube, let me go to my bike. I've got it on the rack here right now, but when I'm sitting, my top tube actually is pretty slack, I feel like, on my 5010, especially when I'm sitting down. I have the weight in the suspension there. So when I'm having this attached, I wanted, like, if I kept it vertical, you can make adjustments for the seat. So you can see it's pretty angled here. But what that does is that if you have a really slack top tube, you can adjust the seat so he's sitting level and the seat's not kicking back like this, because at first I had the front of the seat too high because I didn't make that adjustments, and he kept sliding off the back of the seat. So beyond the angle of the seat, which is just in these bolts right here, you'll just loosen those up and you can adjust the seat angle. You also have these bolts, nuts on each side here to make even more finer adjustments on where you want the feet in front of him, more straight up and down underneath him. And so you can make these adjustments based on your bike's geometry and also the comfort for your son as well. So this does have a weight limit. It does say 48 pounds, which I feel like is pretty heavy. Given the nature of where this seat is going, I don't think I want a 50-year-old child sitting in the front of me on my bike. If he's getting up to 50 pounds, he might be riding his own bike by then. So, but it is nice to know that, but also kind of knowing this, let's get this bike set up. Also knowing that the max weight limit is 48 pounds, seeing how the weight kind of sits on the top tube of your bike, you can kind of see here, it fits nice and flush. And then the sidebars here will actually come down underneath the bottom tube here. So what this does is that a lot of the weight is just on that top tube, but either way, that's the weight limit that they promote and adjust here. So the instructions that come with this are fairly easy. It's pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, this is the bolt that goes at the very bottom. I usually do that first, but you guys can see here, now that I've got a little bit of weight on it, the seat is a little bit more flat, gives them some angle. They do have handlebars that come with that you can order extra that'll clamp onto your handlebars here, and then it extends up. So he's got little mini handlebars up front. We've used him when he was little, but now that he's bigger, he actually holds out wider. Sometimes he even likes to grab my grips because he sees me holding out here, so he'll grab on as well. So it's not a big deal. He just holds on to my handlebars. With this bolt here, you'll actually push through one end here, and then actually it needs to loosen up a little bit. So it just goes through, and then there we go. Goes through there, and then you'll actually extend these bolts out to the two ends. And the directions will actually tell you to put these little nuts all the way to the metal. Because when you tighten the pegs on those two ends, that's what really tightens this down to your frame down here. But I got aluminum frame, and I'll kind of leave it a little open so I can really tighten down on the frame so this doesn't slide around. If you have a carbon frame, you might want to be a little bit more careful, and that's probably why that's there as well, for their safety for you guys, protecting your frame. These are pegs. They're actually good heavy duty metal. I actually usually put this together while I'm sitting on the bike. I feel like it's just a little bit easier. I don't need to worry about the bike setting up. I'm just sharing my own comfort level with the bike here. So I'm going to set the camera down. I'm going to screw these into the sides. So now that the pegs are on, you see those there, I tightened those down basically up to those nuts that I have inside. Now for the next adjustment is this quick release tool, and that goes in these adjustments here. So there's lots of different points here, and that's because you really have no idea what kind of style your bike is. So they create a lot of options for where you want it. I usually just place it in the middle of where I need it to be. I usually do the third or fourth one down. That seems to fit good. So I've got the quick release side. I'm just going to stick that into the fourth rung down. So this is a little quick release, just a twist. Once you snap it down, you've now cinched it down here at the top, down here at the bottom. And with the rubber on the bike, this thing is solid. It's not going to go anywhere. And so now you guys can see now how everything looks with this set up. And like I said, it's super minimal. I don't need to worry about attaching this to like the steer tube. I've seen some kids' bikes that are like this. They'll attach up here, and then they attach to your seat post and all kinds of crazy stuff that are seats like this. And then what that does is that now you've got a bar that goes across, and then the kid sits on the bar, and there's just a lot of weight that sits on that, and they're usually elevated. I love the kids ride shotgun seat. Like I said, we use this all the time, whether it's running on the greenway, if we do some trails just on the road. It's just super comfortable for everybody. I can still access my water bottle cage. There's no damage anywhere. We use the seat all the time. It's super small, so we can just kind of throw in the back of the car if we're going somewhere, or if I'm not going to be needing it right away. It's very quick to take on and off. Just like putting it on, you're just going to undo the quick release, twist it off, and then you untwist the pegs, and then you undo the little wing nut so we can slide the bar in and out. It's super simple. We love it, and my son loves it. We can go on the bike all the time. He's always wanting to go on a bike ride. We do have a Strider bike for him. He loves riding on that. I'll need to give you guys another update on that as well. I also got him the Strider bike about a year ago now. He was just over right around a year and a half, 18 months, 19 months. And that's when he first got the Strider bike. Actually did really good with it starting off. But now he's up, he's gliding, he's pushing off, he's doing great with the Strider bike. So we love being out on our bikes together, and this was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I wasn't sending it off any huge jumps or anything like that, but it's good information. And I know a lot of you guys have kids of your own, and or maybe know someone who has kids, and you might be looking at this as a potential gift for them. They do ship out of the UK. They might have some local dealers, I'm not sure, but they actually ship this from their actual headquarters out in the UK. But it was actually pretty quick shipping. Everything came super smooth. Their customer service is amazing. I get responses within 24 hours for the most part. They did a great job with this product, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Thanks for watching, guys.